I just wanted to make this video real quick to comment on Nintendo's financial report they just released because I find it quite interesting. First of all, they announced, I think it was late yesterday, that the Switch 2 price would be going up from 450 to 500 USD, and I mean, given the economy right now, I think that seems like it just makes sense. I don't think that was unexpected by people. Whether or not you still think the Switch is worth it to get or not, I mean, that all comes down to preference with the games and shit. But specifically about this being, it's a $500 console now. I think this is just like a bigger issue with the industry in general. I mean, it's just like ridiculous. It's so fucking unaffordable for so many people to get into video games. I mean, for me personally, nothing will ever beat the absurdity of buying a PS5 Pro for $900. That's still like so fucking ridiculous to me. But just in general, like, and the price rise, it affects Japan too. It's not just a USA exclusive thing. So it's just like, how the fuck do you get? I don't know. It's so fucking unaffordable right now. Like I'm in a position right now where like I can't go out of my way to buy shit for like videos. I got fucked by John Taxman recently, so it's like to get into gaming now. It's so fucking expensive. It's ridiculous, and it's like I understand there's shareholder pressure. I mean, there was shareholder pressure for Nintendo to up the price, but like from another perspective, like maybe just upping the price doesn't solve very much. Like maybe it puts a band-aid on a temporary boo-boo. But like overall in general, this must be, and there's not really enough data to exactly pin down if this is correct or not, but this must be like pushing people away from gaming, right? Like it's just becoming too expensive of a hobby. It must be like pushing people away from new things. Like I don't see how this isn't. I don't see how there are the same amount of people as there were 5 years ago, who are still buying games now and are saying that, yep, I'm managing to keep up with this. I'm managing to keep up with the latest $70, $80 release on the latest $700, $800 piece of hardware that comes out. I just don't see that. I don't understand how this is like. This is going to just slowly degrade people, and it's gonna like just shrink the amount of people who are getting into gaming because it's becoming so fucking unaffordable, and the amount of people who have been keeping up with gaming and are just not enjoying it as much anymore, and a price rise is the final nail in the coffin. And again, this isn't just exclusive to Nintendo, this is industry-wide, this issue. But as far as the Switch 2 price going up $50, that's not really surprising. That was kind of expected for a lot of reasons. And the other thing I want to talk about real quick is the game sales. So when they announce their game sales, typically the games don't get shown. The sales numbers aren't shown unless they crack 1 million units sold. And noticeably absent from this list were two games, Mario Tennis Fever and Metroid Prime 4. First of all, so Mario Tennis Fever, a $70 tennis game that was terrible. Featured an almost non-existent story mode that was heavily advertised, and then you play the game, and it's about 3 hours, half of which is tutorial, just a piece of shit. Reused assets, reused animations, graphics that look like Ultra Smash on Wii U, like really nothing impressive at all. Fucking annoying ass flower, and it didn't crack 1 million units. Why is that? Because no one's fucking paying $70 for that shit. That's ridiculous. And truthfully, I think that's where Nintendo learned a lesson recently when they've been doing more actual. They have it like they announced variable pricing, did nothing with it, and then they suddenly just started utilizing that practice. Splatoon Raiders being $49.99 and $59.99 physically. Rhythm Heaven Groove being a $39.99 title. They just announced Star Fox is going to be $49.99 digitally. Shit like that. Like now it's making sense, because I'm really surprised that these are the games they decided to do it with. because Star Fox is a game I would expect Nintendo to charge full price for, and a Splatoon spin-off, even though it's a spin-off, I'd expect it to be up there. But those games are like actually reasonably priced. Um, so suddenly, out of nowhere, the variable pricing that Doug Bowser once talked about back when he was alive, um, suddenly that's just a thing now that's happening. And I think a lot of it was they were just waiting to see how far they could push the $70 price tags. And it's obvious to them now that no, you can't just charge $70 for a pile of shit and people will buy it. People are not going to pay $70 for a Mario Tennis game, given that even, the state it's in isn't helping, but it's a fucking Mario Tennis game. People are not going to pay $70 for that. That's fucking ridiculous. So in this $50, extra $50 they're charging now for Switch 2s, they're probably going to balance that out well with consumers by charging more reasonable prices for games. The Yoshi game being $60 still isn't something I see making sense. It's $60, right? Actually, I believe it's $70. I think it's $59.99 digital. Let me double check that. Yeah, $69.99 physical, $59.99 digital. And I still don't see that making sense. $69.99 for a fucking 2D platformer will never make sense. I don't think 2D platformers should ever be sense. They didn't make sense to be full price at launch for Wii U. It didn't make sense to be full price when they ported New Soup U Deluxe to Switch when Mario Wonder came out. I don't think 2D platformers should ever be full price. They should be less than full price. The fucking Yoshi game being full price is ridiculous. Even if you just pay for the $59.99 for it digitally. And I know Walmart and Amazon have been price matching those physical Switch games recently. So those games that are $10 more physically, they end up costing the same price for the digital version. That's just how Walmart and Amazon have been pricing them. But like even then, like the Yoshi game is not going to be a fucking $60 game. Like it's not going to be worth that. That's ridiculous. And I'm curious. I'm curious to see if the sales will be affected by that. I mean, Yoshi games never sell like crazy good, but $60, possibly $70. Like if you're walking into the store and you see it, you're gonna see $70 for the physical version. I'm curious to see if that's gonna turn like parents off who are buying it for their kid. I guess we'll find out in their next financial report. But as for Mario Tennis Fever, yeah, no one's fucking paying $70 for that shit. That's absurd. So it got what it deserved. And then the next title of note, this one is sad. Metroid Prime 4 didn't crack 1 million sales. How fucking sad. It was confirmed that it cracked 1 million sales if you combine the sales of the Switch 2 version and the Switch 1 version. But each version individually did not crack 1 million units sold. That is fucking sad. Metroid Prime 4 has got to be going down in history as the worst handled Nintendo release ever. It is absurd. A game that was over 8 years from announcement to release didn't even crack 1 million sales. Why is that? There's like a million reasons why. First of all, if you played Metroid Prime 4, you'll know it's very flawed and it's a weird ass game that feels partially unfinished. I played it and I thought it was okay. There were a lot of things I didn't like about it. There were a lot of things I didn't care about it. There's essentially 3 main areas, and they're pretty basic. It's like lava area, greenery area, and then like I don't even fucking remember the other area, to tell you the truth. I don't even remember it. Whatever the areas are, it's just like it's pretty. I played the game. I recorded me playing it, and I don't even remember. But anyway, it's unfortunate. It lacks some creativity. It's got a huge hub world that's got a fucking whole load of nothing in it. A wide open desert where you drive a bike to break crystals. It's a shame because it had like a lot of potential. I mean, it really did. There's the one stormy area where you first get the bike, and they make you do this lap around the thing with the bike, and you think that that's going to be like some kind of mechanic, like racing or something like that on tracks, and you never are. It really just feels like they had some ideas that they just didn't go all the way with. And the game itself isn't very long. and that was a $60 title, $70 on Switch 2, I believe. I could be wrong. Um, but like, what a fucking shame that game was. Seriously, what a shame. And it didn't crack a million sales. So what does that say? Well, for Nintendo, first of all, they probably bled money on that. They probably spent so much money changing the developer, restarting development, all that shit, putting into this game. And visually, the game is like nice for a Nintendo game. There are some areas that I think are actually graphically very cool looking. Obviously, there are other areas where it's like, oh, this is nice for a Nintendo game, but they could pass as, last gen, even the gen before's graphics. But for Nintendo, it was fine, and it was cool to see Metroid in such graphic fidelity. Again, for Nintendo standards. But for all of that money they put in, and to not see a million units sold is like, wow. You have to wonder. First of all, I hate the people who are like, quick, buy this game so Nintendo knows to make more of them. It's like, no, no, no. Buy this game if you think it's worth the money and it's good. Don't buy this game because you want to see another one in the series. I saw people talk about that with Star Fox. It's like, everyone has to buy up the new Star Fox game so Nintendo knows to make another one. I can't wait 10 years for another Star Fox. It's like, no, that's what fucking, like, idiot consumers do. That's what, like, zombie consumers do that ruin the industry. Buy the game if it's worth it to you, and if it's good. If people are talking about it and say it's shit and you don't think it's worth the money to you, then don't buy it. Don't buy it because you want to see another one in the series. It's sad to think that way, but like that's the way you ruin the industry for people. So Metroid Prime 4, are we gonna see another Metroid Prime anytime soon? I don't know. It's again, it's like, it's sad because Nintendo really just fucks themselves over. And it's another case of Nintendo just like not knowing what the fuck they're doing. Like they put so much time and effort into this game. Well, Retro Studios did, and no one will really know how Nintendo was involved with Retro to push development along. But it's like this was such a major title for them, right? This was like the thing that got people insanely hyped for the Switch 1. Our first E3 with the Switch 1, 2017, E3 2017, I think it was like June 12th, they do this teaser for Metroid Prime 4, and people lose their shit. And it was a well-deserved shit losing because it was insane to see. But now it's just like, it came and went, and it's sad. People were disappointed with it, and here we are. What did Nintendo do wrong with the game also? I think it having no multiplayer mode at all, like, fucked it over. Like Metroid Prime Hunters on DS had a multiplayer mode. Metroid Prime 2 had a multiplayer mode. Like, if they could have just put some effort into, like, some kind of online multiplayer, like, battle mode, like, just like a typical shooter, I think it could have added a lot of interest to the game. But no, it just didn't. It's a shame because it was optimized quite well. Retro Studios did a great job optimizing it for 60 FPS and 120 FPS, and the 4K. They did a great job with it. So here we are, Nintendo again making a stupid decision. Don't know what the fuck they're doing. They released a really half-baked game that's not up to standards, and it does poorly. And that's what happens. Another case of Nintendo just really not knowing what the fuck they're doing and making questionable decisions that don't work out. It's not Nintendo always knows what they're doing. It's no, they literally don't, because here we are with a Mario Tennis game they charged $70 for, and it made sales like shit, and a Metroid Prime game that was in development for over 8 years at least, and it had its flaws. And you know what? It didn't sell well. Fucking the Metroid Prime remaster sold much better than this game, and it's just like, wow. Okay, I mean, that's what happens. It's just a shame. The Metroid Prime 4 thing is a shame, especially to me. That's just fucking sad, because I love the Metroid games. I love the series, and I love the Metroid Prime games. So for like this, it's just like, man, and it could have been so much more. It could have been so much better. Add a multiplayer mode. It could have been even more interesting. No, they fucked it, and now it didn't even crack 1 million sales on each respective platform. Did combined on the two, but, That's just what I wanted to say about Nintendo's fiscal. They're just financial reports. I know Pokemon is like it sold like over 12 million copies. I remember seeing. I don't get Pokemon and how people are continuing to buy it. I never liked Pokemon, so you know I get that. That my opinion is a little bit bupkis on the matter, but like just like seeing the quality of the Pokemon games that come out and the visuals on them, and how it's like, wow, this looks like the game that came out 8 years ago. Um, it's just like I don't know. I don't want to throw shade on Pokemon fans, but it's like I don't know if you're buying like the same game over and over again. I know it's not the same game, but it like graphically is bad, and like all it takes is some colorful cartoon characters to crank a sale out of you. Then the Pokemon Company's got it pretty good because fucking 12 million units, Jesus Christ. Next, they really, I mean, why even bother making new shit? Fucking the two Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green sold like 4 million units combined. I think the two. Imagine that $20 port of a GBA game. 4 million units. Like the Pokemon Company is like in the has the worst feedback loop with their fans because their fans are just buying like their terrible decisions and releases. And that tells them, hey, we can just keep doing this. And then you get $20 GBA ports that sell 4 million copies. And we'll continue to see garbage like that come out of them. Anyway, that's all I had to say. I'm Bearman. I've been wasting your time. Thank you for watching.